Cardia and Scissor are doing a stare-off. Who's gonna win? Oh, Cardia lost. She blinked first. What's up, fellow Istarians, and welcome back in my Dragon Lair. Well, welcome back in Istaria for that matter of fact. So I decided today we're going to do another Let's Play for Istaria because, yeah, why not? I've been waiting with it for a long time. And I should have done something way earlier. Actually, it's right now just about the right time. It's getting lively because here in Germany it's afternoon, but depending on the time zones that you're living in, it's like maybe 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning for you. So around that time, I doubt that anyone is online playing Istaria, I don't know. So if you remember last time we left off at Kerian and we crafted a scale. I actually forgot to equip it. Oh yeah, I do have a little bit more stuff in my inventory because I did a little bit of off-screen leveling, but I only gained 2 levels more. I gained 2 new abilities by that. Let's have a look at them quickly. So I gained the ability Refreshing Breeze 1 and Ravage 1. These are pretty interesting abilities because Refreshing Breeze is the strongest healing spell a dragon actually has. So it heals 18 to 22 in a duration of 45 seconds every 5 seconds. And in addition, in the attuned stance, heals are increased by 1, and that's a little bit weak for now, but yeah, your dragon is getting stronger later, so that's gonna increase as well. And Ravage is another attack. You can read the descriptions about those. Sometimes they have really interesting descriptions. For example, I like the one of Refreshing Breeze. The great beast stood its ground, outnumbered and wounded many times, but it still refused to flee. Suddenly, as if it sensed the moment it had been waiting for, the dragon stirred and summoned the primal elements themselves, conjuring a breeze that was foul to those nearby, but was sweet to the beast itself. The breeze caressed the dragon's scales, and to our dismay, its wounds began to close. Oris, Battle of Bane Hill. Yeah, you might think, what battle? Is that a human who fought the dragon? Yes, it is a human. You see, Istaria wasn't always in peace back then, but nowadays they are in peace because of the common enemy called the Withered Ages. That's something of the lore of the game that we're going to uncover later. So some of your abilities have actually pretty interesting descriptions. I would go on ahead and read some of those because, yeah, why not? It's interesting. So yeah, last time we got this scale that we crafted from Kerian, and I forgot to equip it. If you still remember how to, then just do it. And this one is better than our tiny little scale that we made in Skullcar, like 5 armor, 3 strength and 3 power. Now I have 10 strength and 5 armor plus. I like that more, so yeah. I think we should go ahead and do some more quests from Kerian because, yeah, crafting might be boring, but you learn some new spells and get some new equipment that you might need later on in the game. Dragoncraft, learning the ropes. Now that she's sure you know the basics, Kerian is going to test your skills by teaching you the more complicated realm of techniques, sockets and spells. Why not? Alright dragon, go out and make me 1 socketed bronze sandstone armored chest scale, 2 bronze sandstone health wing scales with a dragon breath technique, and a few primal bolt spells. What are you staring at me for? Go! You don't know how to socket or technique? And you've never made a spell? What are they teaching you these days in Skullcar? Unless nonsense, I imagine. Useless nonsense, I imagine. Perhaps some propaganda from those neutral factions, or shall I say, the scared scoundrels who deny the tradition of ascending under the blessing of Lunas or Helion? Ugh. Alright. It looks like I need to take up the reign for teaching you these basics. First I want you to gather me what I need for a socket. Let's start there. take this technique and go gather what's listed on it. So we got this technique. Alright, let me just put these in array. We need, as you can see, application at creation requires 4 bronze bars and 2 dimescence orbs. I think that's also what the quest's saying. Gather the material for and craft 4 bronze bars. The copper and tin veins are to the north of the town. You could also optional speak to Stuart McGregor for clarification on how to reach the copper vein. I can pronounce it as well if you recognized it. So we should have been to the mine before. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm sorry for the lag. I just recently cleared the world cage. I do that sometimes, and then everything new starts loading again because of bumps and stuff. But hey, they even say sorry to you. Sorry for the bump. Preparing cage for Jeff so it will load faster next time. Well, that's pretty nice of Istaria if you ask me. Not every game is doing that. Saying sorry for creating a cage. So there is the copper. And we just go on ahead and gather some of it. I think we don't need too much for 4 bronze bars. 2, 3, and a little bit more. Done. Oh, we can actually already make 6 of them. That's not too bad. Now, since we've bound ourselves to the shrine in New Christmas, teleporting back isn't too hard either. Oh no, my efficiency is still pretty low. I hate having a low efficiency. It annoys me. You need so much more material to craft 1 bar. If you're wondering about the lags that are being created when teleporting, I turned off the loading screen. I forgot how it works, how to turn off the loading screen, but if you do, you can move around immediately after teleportation. Though you have to get along with sometimes a little bit lag because the world around you hasn't loaded completely yet. But it's useful if you just want to go ahead and move, if you can ignore the lags. Buy drill car. What is now? Wait, let me guess. You don't know how to find or create dimescence orbs? I'm right. We need to throw Geminov back into the realm of fire at this rate. Hatchling. Dimescence orbs are crafted from dimescence itself. You harvest these stems from dim wisps. They are creatures of magic roaming the countryside aimlessly. On New Christmas, these wisps congregate at the base of the waterfall. Do you remember where I gathered sandstone earlier? Go back there and follow the lake out of the waterfall. Glide off the cliff and you should see them at the essence channel nearby. Go and gather the essence from the wisps and then condense it into orbs using this formula. No, you will not hurt the wisps. They screech at being touched, but don't be alarmed. The noise is normal. You'll get used to it. As long as you don't hit them with your claws too hard. They'll just float off and create more essence over time. Actually, be especially careful not to kill them. If you gather from their corpses, you'll get tainted essence, which is useless to us, at least now. Now go and make some orbs. Poor wisps. Players sometimes hate them, other players love them. I don't know what to think of them. They're just tiny little orbs that we're making use of, and that's pretty mean. There are actually some pictures existing of Wisp Ball, if you're familiar with that. Oh yeah, by the way. Sometimes NPCs are talking about stuff that you're not familiar with yet. For example, the realm of fire. I don't know if you explained it already to you, but dragons are coming from the realm of fire. Istaria, this world lies in the realm of Pryzm, and through the Gate of Embers, the dragons were capable of coming into this realm first. Well, Drolka was the first dragon to ever arrive, and he managed to form or give the dragons this form they have today so they could survive, because coming from the realm of fire, they were of course made of fire, which would not last for long in the realm of Prime. Trollcar, the first dragon, then returned into the realm of fire, where he still resides today. Some dragons decided to stay behind instead of following him back, so dragons are still in Istaria today. And this is the waterfall. We arrived actually pretty quick. There is a sense channeler, and around here there should be some wisps, little orbs. Let's go back into neutral stance. The stance I used it to level a little bit before. You have them in your character abilities as well. For example, the red stance is a combat stance, offensive. The character deals more damage while in offensive stances. Blue is for spellcasters and green is for better focus and stuff. You can read through them. You can now either gather essence from the dim essence residues or just go ahead, stand next to a wisp and start gathering from them. As told, they start screeching. But they're not getting hurt by it. Don't worry. At least I think. How many dim orbs we have to make? I think we already gathered enough. We got this form for making dim orbs. Whoops, I did not mean to kill you, I'm sorry. Whoops, that was the wrong button. Nobody saw that, just ignore it. We got this form from Kerian. Right click it to scribe it. And that's another form that I would immediately pick up and drag into your hotkeys. Just so, because that's another form that you're going to use pretty often. If you decide to like crafting, that is. Now, let's make some dim essence orbs. Yep, we could already make 9. Let's make them, gain a little bit of experience, and you have crafted. Return to Kerian. I can close this actually. See how the loading screen is missing and everything is just glitching in? Maybe I'm gonna turn on the loading screen, but sometimes it's taking a little bit until the world is loaded in. I would have to ask how to turn on the loading screen again. Great. You have the materials, I see. Good. Now I need you to use these resources to make a socket on a bronze dexterity chest scale. I chose something that hopefully sounds less confusing to simpletons. You see, not all scales will be made with one material. For example, those focused on health and armor require both a stone and a metal to function properly for us. Dexterity is not one of those and should be easier for you to work with. To add a technique to a scale, be it a socket like this or a more specialized technique, you must apply the materials when you are creating the scale, not after. Some special techniques can be applied after the scale is made, but those are usually not very common. Go on now. So that's something really important that she just explained to us. Create a bronze dexterity chest scale. Techniques are very useful in combat later on if you want to have a maxed out character. It's really important. Oh, she gave us the form for the chest scale. We're just going to scribe it. What will we need for the dexterity chest scale? Bronze bars. We have 6, we need 20. But those 6 bronze bars, if you remember, are for the technique. We also need to scribe the technique into our knowledge. And you will not find it under formulae, but under techniques. Yeah, because it's a technique that you can apply to scales. If you want to apply to a scale, you need to do this before crafting, she said. So click on the technique you want to apply and drag it down with this arrow. techniques applied. See, now it added some more bronze bars to the needed thing and the 2 dim orbs for the technique. Yeah, because as you see, 4 bronze bars and 2 dim essence orbs are needed for this technique. Included the 20 for the scale itself. So I think we can make the scale itself up at the smelting area as well. We just need some more bronze bars. Why didn't she tell us straight away that we would need more bronze bars? Because then I could craft it now. She just makes us run more than we need to. Let's go back to the mine. Sometimes running around is really important to reach new areas, especially for Naka Drulskal, the non-dragon races. But I don't really like playing them because, yeah, dragons can fly. If I was online on Pryzm, I could just fly straight up here and that would be a shorter way. Let's just ditch the dim essence orbs from Scissor. Nice spider is carrying around everything that I need. I think that's the residue that I was, the resource node that I was gathering before, so it already depleted that fast. I don't think I need that much. I already have 80 carbonatine ore. And I can only make, what, 17 bars? That's annoying. I'm used to a better stat than this. 24, 26, 29. Yeah, that's enough. I think we need 28 and we have already 6, so that should be enough. Up here is a smelter, which we need to craft the bars. And now to the scale. Formulae. Bronze dexterity chest scale. We need to drag down the tech. And we need the scale forge, or if you remember, an anvil. And an anvil is over here. Yep, that's enough to make it. Look at this beauty. 10 dexterity and 5 armor. Nothing I would wear, but why not? Let's go back to Kerian. I might turn on the loading screen again. It looks a little bit dumb when everything's loading in piece by piece. Oh, we had a level up. Let me see that scale. Rounded edges, nice edgings, clear cuts. Good. It's up to snuff for a first tier crafter. Here, you can keep it. You'll need it in the future. Now, let's get you learning about how to make other kinds of techniques. Advanced techniques. With the knowledge of socketing fresh in your mind, Kerian is sending you out to craft scales technique with statistics and skills. Now it's getting more interesting. Now let's get you introduced to skill and attribute techniques. You see, scales all give attributes or defense. Strength scales make you stronger and help your claws swipe cut more cleanly. Help your claw swipes cut more cleanly. Power helps you spells do more lasting damage on impact. The defensive ones, armor and health, are more self-explanatory. But all of those things have one thing in common. They cannot be techniqued with the power they already hold. So it means you can't technique a power scale with power, I guess. You see, little one, every skill gives a boon to one of your attributes. Techniques can only exist where a boon already does not. There is only so much power that can be bound to a singular scale. So you cannot technique a strength scale with strength or power scale with power, as I just said. But you can technique a strength scale with power and a power scale with strength. I hope that makes sense to you. Yeah, absolutely does. Likewise, a scale can only hold so many techniques. In the first tier of sandstone, slate, bronze and iron, a scale can only hold one, and I think later on it's two. As the materials go stronger, so does their magical affinity, and thus their ability to hold more and more techniques. The strongest of materials we can craft and technique, the 5th tier of marble and mithril, can hold 3 strong techniques. Yep, that is far off, however, and you are only focusing on the 1st tier. The tier 6 scales can actually only hold 2 techniques because, or maybe only 1, I'm actually right now not really sure, because they're already so powerful and can't really hold much more. So yeah. Now I want you to try this knowledge out in practice. Go craft me 1 sandstone bronze armor chest scale. I want you to technique it with dragon breath. Take the formula and technique and go. Techniques require you to use something more than a resource pulled from the ground. They require pieces of living beings to donate their magic. For weaker techniques, only 1 piece of 1 creature is used. In this case, that is a carapace of a loricatus beetle. In the future, you will need to hunt more pieces of more creatures per technique, but for now focus on this simple one. So we need a loricatus beetle carapace. The loricatus beetle roam the beaches next to the dim wisps you gathered from earlier. Shouldn't be too much trouble to get there. I think Zenus is doing adventure quests, I'm actually not quite sure. Don't worry, we'll get to do adventure quests as well, but leveling your adventure level is way easier if you have a little equipment and spells on you. Because Kerian is, as a thing lastly, going to show us how to create a spell with a technique on it. And that spell is going to be very useful later on. For picking single enemies instead of running into a group and then risking being killed by all of them together. I'm trying to avoid that. I think we can actually go down there straight. There's a path down to the wisps to the left here. Why is sprint taking so long for cooldown? Wait, do I have the green stands? No. Maybe the yellow? Yeah, the yellow stands lowering the delay and recycle. That means your abilities are gonna be ready faster again. Why not using it? So here are the dim wisps. The enriched dim wisp that I killed is back again. How nice. And down there are the beaches, I guess. Now we get to kill enough beetles until we have a carapace. Hunting for loot can be frustrating sometimes because you have to kill a couple of enemies until the thing drops that you want. And these beetles are level 9, actually way over me, but not strong enough to really hurt me. So I think the dragon can get along just fine with them. Just remember, bite them first so they start bleeding out while you get to hit them as well. And then we have a level up. You have gained the Galewind 1 ability. So Galewind. Send piercing winds into an enemy at high velocity. Why not? It's a new attack, so just right ahead, go ahead and equip it. But we don't have the carapace yet. Does have a nice animation though. Just go ahead and lay down, little beetle. I'm here to hurt you. Not a carapace. I need 1. I had to think of the comics of Istaria that are existing in the forum. And they explain how frustrating it can be sometimes to go on loot drop hunt. On a loot hunt. Like, you kill a skulk and it still doesn't drop the toe that you need, and the slick in the comic goes like, what, you don't have a toe in your inventory? Look, you do have like 2 of them. Why can't I just grab them? He's absolutely right. And you just get to smile over these comics. I just forgot who made them. I'm absolutely sorry. Give me the Carabase game. Yeah! Yes, 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 yes. Craft the scale and return to Kerian. So, this is the technique and this is the scale. We need 1 more dimmer sense orbs. I think, yeah, we have some dim orbs. Just scribe the technique and scribe the form. Let's check what we have to do. I'm too dumb. Bronze sandstone armor chest scale. With dragon breath on it. So we need some sandstone bricks and bronze bars. The sandstones are just up there next to Pratt's Pond. So I guess we're gonna go up there. Recalling wouldn't make any sense if the pond is right around the corner. We just have to run up the hill. And really, guys, I hope that my mouse clicks aren't annoying you too much, because I know this microphone does record them and I don't know how to change it. Maybe I need to lower the recording volume and just get the microphone closer to my mouth. But that's gonna end up in me being annoyed of the microphone. I just have to figure out how to do this. Maybe I'm gonna do some experiments. Oh look, a little hatchling is having someone who is guiding them. That's cute. Yeah, I mentioned it. It's getting lively here in Istaria. People are waking up, people are logging on. I didn't check how much sandstone I would need. Sorry. 12 bricks. That shouldn't be too hard. Yep, I already have enough. Whoop, dragons whooping in and out. I'm already overburdened. Scissor, you're supposed to carry this stuff. What are you doing? So, we made the bricks. Now we can recall and do the bars in the mine. Oops, sorry for the lag because of the loading screen. But it's useful if you can start running right away though. Maybe I'm just gonna turn it on because it looks weird when there are buildings missing. For example, then this happens and you just run straight into something and you don't know what it is. Or the bridge is missing, just simple as that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna turn on the loading screen again. Just doesn't make any sense. Missing bridges that slowly fade in. Oh, you should see my cat. He's absolutely cute right now. But I think buying that window patch was useless because I think I could have actually made it myself. At least I recognized it. I'm dumb, I know. And 7 bronze bars. I think I already have enough. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, finish gathering. It happens sometimes that she tries to gather one more time. And now I have enough to make... Do I? I don't have the skill. Whoops. That's... If you see, my current skill is 69 and the minimum skill to make the scale is 70. I think the technique... It's a technique's mistakes. Sometimes if you add a technique to your scale, the minimum skill that you need to craft it gets higher. For example, right now it's 60. And I add the technique, it's 70, and I am missing one skill point. Now you could go ahead and level up your crafting to change that, or you could search a higher tier of machine. I know that we have one of those machines in our guild blood, and that's why I'm gonna go there. Whoa. Yeah, I should turn on the loading screen because of the stupid lags that are being created when you start running right away. Higher tier machines, I'm gonna explain it to you when we reach it. Up here is a portal. And first on, I'm going to teleport to Kerian. You don't have to do what I'm doing. It's just, if your skill is too low, normally I would start leveling right now, but since I want to get this quest over, I'm just going ahead and search a higher tier machine. NPC machines are not really fit for that job, so I need a portal that leads me to different guild plots. And here in Kerian is one of these. Kerian to guilds and settlements. Now I'm going to Guild Embato. That's the guild plot of the guild Ethereal Thunder. If it would load in, that is. Alright, now that everything's loaded in, you can actually see it. I know it's pretty stuffed and it does look really awkward from above. I don't know what they thought while building this. But yeah, those are buildings that are unfinished and I need to finish them. Well, look at this. This is a higher tier machine, an expert blacksmith shop from the Nakadruskal. The only thing that could be higher in the tier is a dragon tier 6 machine. Only dragons can build those in their lairs. I could have actually teleported into Pryzm's lair, but I wanted to explain this a little bit. Expert machines are giving a boost of 75 to your actual skill that you need to make it. I'm gonna show you. If I'm too far away, I'm still at a current skill of 69 and I need 70. And this machine is going to add plus 75 to my skills, which makes it automatically enough to craft the scale, which I'm really happy about it. I also need lesser materials when my efficiency is rising up, you see. Whoop. Then I need like 12. I have higher efficiency, I only need 8. So I hope I explained that good enough for you to understand. Just let me remind you, before you actually craft the scale, make sure that you pull the technique that you want on it, whatever it is, claw, scale. Make sure that you actually pull the technique into the technique applied area, so that you really create a scale or whatever you want with the technique on it. Because sometimes you may forget it and you will regret it when you have to regather every resource. For example, in this case, the Loricatus beetle carapace. You will have to go back to New Trismus, and you don't want that. And the quest should be done. Return to Kerian with the one crafted bronze sandstar armor chest scale technique with dragon breath. Yeah. turned up a little bit the music volume, but I think now it's too loud. I really like the music in New Christmas, even the new one that they added. Let me examine that scale. Rough around the edges still. You need to polish down the edges more so the scales don't grind into your own. It looks good overall though. I could make an assistant of you yet. That's nice. Keep that scale for your own use. Maybe wearing it will help you learn how to refine skills better in the future. Oh, so she wants me that this... she wants that this scale is going into my own, or grinding into my scale. That's nice of her. Mr. No. Okay. I think there's one last quest that she has for us. Magical Mayhem. Kerian has one last thing to help you learn before declaring you worthy enough to be her impromptu assistant. New word learned today, yay! Us dragons control the mighty forces of the Prime. Living in the realm of Prime as we are, that means we essentially control the magic that weaves our realm together. It is a very powerful ancient magic that is virtually impossible to tame and control. Our kind is unique in this aspect of having managed to bend this force to our will. Bipeds may try to follow in our footsteps, but they can only create simple elemental spells that draw from the other realms of magic outside of our own. Perhaps they may learn something to better master magic, but the legend of Nazdaron surely teaches us the ramifications of hurrying them along too soon. Now, where was I? Ah yes, spells. Maybe we get to learn a little bit more about this Nazdaron later. To control a spell, you need a spell rune. These runes are created by imbuing a spell shard, a specially carved piece of stone, with magical essence. Sound familiar? Indeed, it is similar in fashion to empowering our armor and weapons with techniques. At this low tier of skills, you don't need any essence to empower the rune, but as you work with tougher materials, you will quickly realize that it doesn't stay this simple for long. Now, I want you to make your first offensive spell. The spell I've been waiting for. There are also healing and defensive spells that may aid you, but that is for you to explore on your own. That means you actually need to learn on your own how to make this stuff. This game wants you to grow on your own. Take these formulas and create a prime bolt spell for me. Get on it. I need to finish my own work. This is the spell I've been waiting for. So we got the spell shards to make these strange runes and the spell itself. The spell Prime Bolt is a ranged spell. It's a spell that you can pick, pick one enemy out of a group if they're not aggressive towards you. So we're gonna scribe this one and this one as well. Now, picking a blank spell shard is something you will need more often, so why not? Quest is simple. To begin making a spell, gather enough sandstone to craft 3 sandstone spell shards. So, sandstone spell shards are obviously made of sandstone. Let's just go ahead. How much we would need for 3? For 1 spell shard, we need 4 sandstone bricks. We actually have still enough bricks in my inventory. So, I would actually only need to make the runes directly. I'm not sure if it's useful for me running to the sandstone fields, but yeah. Because to make the spell itself, we need another machine that's not out there. I'm gonna show you what I mean just in a second. Let's just pretend we don't have enough sandstone to make this. Ah, being stuck on the ground is annoying. I'm so used to flying and being fast. Sorry you guys, bear with me. So yeah, we would come up here, start gathering the sandstone, turn them into sandstone bricks, and now to the spell shard. We have obviously still enough sandstone bricks, which I'm happy about. The machine is still working pedestal. There's one right here in the machine station, I don't know. We make this. And now, to create, using the formula Kerian gave you, create one prime bolt spell. Well, to make this spell, we need a scholar's desk. There is no scholar's desk around, even if you'd search one. Over there is a station for gym working, and that's not what we need. We need to recall, actually. There is one down in Kerian's lair. You might not know where Kerian's lair is. Sadly not being explained how to find it, but I already taught you how to use the search option. That should be enough. So up here would be a scholar's desk. It's not inside Kerian's lair, but I know how to get there. You just follow that little... I think it's inside this building here. Yeah. Here we have a scholar's desk. If you see this little aim thingy. Anyway, here's a scholar's desk. We only have enough to make one spell. Usually I would tell you to fill up your disc, then make much more than you need, so you can actually make more spells and deconstruct them to gain more experience. But I think I'm gonna either do a crafting stream about how I do things, or level off screen completely, depending on how you guys would like me to do it, because grinding streams would be rather boring. It's more likely sitting around and, yeah, grinding. Istaria is a grinding game, but I don't mind actually, I like it how it is. So we don't need techniques for this one. We just go ahead and craft it. With a crackle of magic, the rune falls into your claws, ready to imbue your talons with its innate magic. So we made this rune. Prime Bolt 1. I think we actually have to scribe it. No, we have to return to Kerian first. I see you have crafted the spell. Sorry, my dragon tongue is really bad. I'm not a real roleplay gamer. Arska Reveal, Cardia. Now take that spell and scribe it into your memory, so it may be flung from your claws in the future. There is little left for me to teach you, Cardia, but I have one idea that may aid you on the battlefield later on. I want you to technique a defensive spell. So, Oscar Reveal, I hope I pronounced that right. Sorry for the roleplay gamers if I don't, but that's Dragon Tongue for Istaria. We have an own language, dragon language. We even have an own translator for it, the Crimsetta Stone. I might link it in the description, because the dragon language of Istaria is quite funny to read, but really hard to pronounce and spell. But I know some roleplay gamers actually only talk in this language, and it's really interesting to watch them actually. Just like scales and claws, you can technique spells as well. The kinds of techniques you can put on them are very different than the others, however. While the others may empower your own ability to defend yourself or attack others, spells can only be imbued with power that takes effect once it is cast. I will be asking you to technique the boon spell, True Grit, with the technique Fortify. This technique will give you a bonus to your armor's effectiveness for a short while after you cast it, but it's not guaranteed. Magic is a fickle mistress. I will allow you to remember how to technique. Wait. I will allow you to remember how to technique and craft a spell on your own. Oh, she's allowing me. Nice. As you may have noticed, Fortify requires you to have a bronze golem fragment. Those creatures, little one, are a bit out of your league for now. I will offer you a deal. Fetch me an Agate Gatherer's ear and I will trade you a bronze golem fragment in return. Deal? Yeah, bronze golems are actually level 20 and we would bite off our teeth trying to kill those. The Agate Gatherers are living far off in the west, yeah. Here at this little thingy, Westerune homestead. I think we can actually reach them by... No, we have to go through the area with the undeads, I think. Not quite sure. But there must be a way around. I don't want to go through the Deadlands. Oh no, wait, there is one way. Yeah. I'm not too familiar yet with the new map. That's why I'm a little bit lost yet. Just gonna try and run back here. I'm still used to the old form of New Christmas, that's why. Did someone answer my askings? To reactive loading screen. Oh, type set prev, use loading screen true. I'm gonna type that in right now. Set prev. Did it work? Yeah, the set prev is set to true, so now my loading screens should be back on. Thank you, Vastiel. Vastiel is actually a player who's been around here for quite long as well. I don't know if Vastiel is older or younger than Pryzm. Possible that he's older. Not sure. But I think yes. After we're done with Kerian, I think that's all we need for the crafting quests here, and then we can finally move on to adventure quests. As I mentioned, I will be doing some off-screen leveling now and then because I don't want you to be stuck with me grinding the way through each Let's Play. That would be rather annoying. Or I record them extra and just make maybe a grinding stream, not screen. Yep, I was right. We can just go around here. And I think glide off even. The Agate Gatherers are down here at this beach. We just need one ear, but be careful. These are a little bit smarter creatures. Smarter than what we've been facing so far. I like this giant skull down here. Whatever it was, I'm glad it's dead. Woo! Woo! Bam! Not too harsh of a landing, so we've got some Agate Gatherers here. Now we have this new spell. Just right click on it and scribe the rune into your knowledge. It will be under spells. Like the training breeze if you remember how to equip it. I'm just gonna drag and drop it down here. Into my spell line. Let's check out the details. So, remember it's a ranged spell, so that means I can attack something as long as it's within those 30 meters. And it's a repeating spell. That means if you want to go back to claw, the claw attack that's done normally, you will have to click on stop and then on attack again, because it's a repeating spell. I'm just gonna show you what I mean. It's basically a basic attack, just like the claw attack you're doing. I'm not sure if I'm going for spellcaster or yeah, combat one-on-one, because Pryzm is a pure spellcaster. And Masrigal, Cardia S father, is, I think, a Lunos dragon. Most of the Hylian dragons are spellcasters, and the Lunos dragons are more melee based. So I have already one true spellcaster. Maybe I should go ahead and do a melee dragon for once. But choosing either the Lunos dragon or Hylian dragon line depends on normally something else. You should choose not because you want a spellcaster or a melee dragon, but because of the dragon history that's behind that decision. Mulganival Lunos, the leader of the Lunos faction, the Lunos dragons, believe that the Naka Druskal, the non-dragon races, should be eradicated or at least decimized because they're putting up a threat for the dragon race. And Hylian believed that the dragons are the upper race and they should lead other races into the future. Oh, I don't have enough horde to use Refreshing Breeze. Dang it! Yeah, Refreshing Breeze actually uses some horde up, and I have not been really adding stuff that I could add into my horde. So some items here could actually be added into your horde, and some cannot. It's hard to find the difference between them, but I already know what I have to look out for. So... Anyway, I'm not going to add the bronze bar just yet. But I'm going to add those scales because I'm not gonna need them. This can be added, this as well. I think that should add quite a little bit more of a number into my horde. Are we finished yet? No, we still need the ear from our other Agate Gather. I like being a spellcaster because I can just stand in the back and cast my spells. Sometimes when you're rooted and your enemy runs out of range, that's pretty useful. Come on. And die already. Still not a needed ear. If you remember, I bound select nearest enemy or cycle nearest enemies to F11. I just can't stand here and press F11 to have the next little Hakuk selected for me to kill. I can fight with my butt turned to it. Istaria has some pretty funny mechanics, I love them. You can fight from any angle. Level up! That means I'm getting stronger. So... it's too far away. You need to be careful, there's actually a named creature around here. And he is stronger than the others. I probably should have attacked this one first. Yeah. I hope they're not grinding me down to nothing. That's where Tail Whip comes in handy. I can stun the other Agate Gatherer if it would have worked. Still no ear, come on! And I don't want that attack because... oh yeah, let's spend some training points. General training points. Oh, I have actually 60. I think because I'm going with melee dragon, I'm going to add up to strength and... oops. Give me 1 second because I'm nearly dying here. Still no ear? That's fine for me. The effect's not ending. Sometimes that happens. It will just end after the next recall. Promised. And I'm gonna use Refreshing Breeze and you see how powerful it is. Whoa! I hit that one. With a Tail Whip. I still don't have an ear. Come on. After we kill that one, we're gonna spend the training points. Now you understand what I mean with grinding? Sometimes you're hunting for a loot drop and it just doesn't want to drop. Like right now. Anyway, we're gonna spend that training points now. I have 60. When I go with melee, I spend them on strength and tooth and claw because that what adds to your damage. Primal, power, and maybe even focus would be what you'd need for your spells. I'm just gonna fill up and get a little bit more stronger. That's all fine if I cannot spend them all because it's having irregular amounts of points that I need to add. I'm missing Dragon's Reach. It's a skill that you can learn from a dragon trainer in Kerian later on. It does have a range of 30, and really useful as well. Yes, we have an ear. We have an ear. Now we can go back to Kerian right away. So lucky. Yeah, the loading screen is back. Many schools require you to have a certain skill level in an appropriate skill before you can join the school. I can't read that fast. These tips are very useful sometimes. Great. Welcome back, Cardia. I see you have the ear. Thank you. Here's your promised fragment. I will put this ear to good use, don't you worry. Now, go fetch the rest of your components and make me that spell. Why don't you? So, the spell that we need is True Grit. It's a buff. And equipped with Fortify 1. Let's see what we need for that spell. With Fortify 1. So, we have the Bronze Golden Fragments. We need one more Dim Essence Orb and some Sandstone Spell Shards. That's convenient because these two resources are located next to each other. We're just gonna follow that big butt ancient dragon with the little hatchling follower. I'm not sure if Foe Slayer is double logging. It's possible. But yeah, double logging is kind of boring sometimes. Yeah, sure, you can help yourself with doing quests when you're not strong enough. But where's the fun in that? Just wait until enough players logged on. And someone's surely going to help you. If you ask in Marketplace, there are often some people that are willing to help you. It's not too hard to get someone. Especially when you're doing your Rite of Passage questline. They're like, can I help and look you ascend into an ancient or adult? Sometimes really cute how much people are willing to help you just to see you ascend. And I think I'm actually going to make a little video about how Cardia is going to ascend into an adult. Since this is a let's play, it's actually going to be a little bit hard making a video out of it and changing camera controls and all that stuff. How much spell shards I need? 3. Okay. I think I need 12 spell shard. Sandstone bricks. Oops. I used the skill and I could not gather further. I need 12 for stop gathering. The bricks. And then I can make 3 sandstone spell shards on the pedestal here. See, normally I would advise you to fill up your disc and pad to gain some extra experience, but I think I'm gonna level off screen, so that's not too bad. Don't you worry. And we need some more dim essence orbs. Actually, only 1. How long am I recording now? I don't want the episodes to become too long, but yet again, I'm ignoring that completely because I'm having fun on playing Istaria. Or I should just go ahead and make more episodes, even though I'm still sick and coughing right into the microphone. Maybe it's the music that keeps me going, I don't know. I just should start streams. But then you would have to watch me grinding as well, and I want to kind of prevent that. Alright. I think now we have everything needed for the True Grit spell. If you see, there's also True Grit 2. It would be a stronger spell because it adds more stats to you. But you're first too weak to make it. Well, you could actually do it with the expert machines that I explained earlier, because they add 45 to your skill. No, 75, sorry, not 45, 75, the experts one. And I think the tier 6 machines from dragons at 90 to your skill. But as you see, the current school level minimum to use the spell is 20. And yeah, we're not quite there yet. Especially for those players who decided to try the game out for free, they're gonna be stuck at level 15. So, yeah. Yeah, I have the wrong spelling, but yeah, better. Yeah, we have everything needed to create the spell. Now we just need a scholar's desk, and that's inside New Christmas. You may be now guessing why I hate the loading screens. I can't move during that process. If the ground is black with green haze, it's Deadlands. That's a cool advice. Oh, someone buffed me. Probably Callista. So. I haven't seen it, sorry. And the scholar's desk is here. Got everything. Spell 45 is in it. And we can just go ahead and craft it. Show it to Kerian. I don't know if it's gonna change anything if you subscribe the spell first. Oh, who's that? Oh, Solar Flame. Hi, Solar Flame. Sorry, I don't have any snowballs to throw at you. Hehe. That was fast for such a complicated task, young one. Let me see your own. No, I'm not going to take it from you. I have far superior spells of my own. This is excellently cut and inscribed. Cardia, I'm impressed. Keep it. You will need it later on. I think you have learned all you need to be able to assist me in arming the local militia. Perhaps this isn't a waste of time after all. Now, of course, if I want your arming a militia, I need you to be able to defend yourself too. Though, thought you were done, weren't you? This was all preparation, and now I have an exam to give you. Study hard, gifted. So, the final test. I think I'm gonna make this final test together with you. Now that you have learned all the new tricks of the trade Kerian wants to test you to be sure you can aid her in arming the citizens of New Christmas. I want you to make a regular malachite-tipped dragon claw. Simple enough, isn't it? A claw is a powerful aid. On its own, it doesn't help you rend your foes any better than your regular claws already do. It simply protects your claw and provides a vessel for you to upgrade them with magic without imbuing your skills directly. That being said, I ask you to get on with making the claw now. Malachite can be found in the mine near the sandstone. Simply run past the pond where the sandstone is, and you should see the mine from there. Of course, if you can't remember this, you can also talk to Pratt for a reminder. That shouldn't be too hard to find the malachite. Woo! Game! Don't freeze on me! What the hell? I think the game just stopped itself. Unacceptable! Maybe I have too much background programs running. Sorry. The game made a little bump on me because I had too much stuff running in the background. Crashing happened a lot more often a few months ago, or years even, I don't know. Because, I don't know. But now the game runs much more smooth. The developers are doing a heck of work to keep all this up. I really like it. And the good thing is, if you crash or log out, your quests are still running. This is not star stable on mine. I really like it. You're just simply gonna stop where you started. It would be a little harsh if quests would just reset themselves on relogging, because some quests are called so-called title quests. For example, Avenger quests and stuff. Yeah, for example, kill 500 skulks in the forest to gain the specific title of Skulk Slayer or something like that. It would be really, really mean on you if you're like by 499 and the game crashes and the quest just resets itself. That's just downright mean. Now we need a 12 cut malachite. For this claw here, just... Oh yeah, we should scribe the spell that we made as well. Scribe True Grit. Check it out on the spells. It's a buff that gives you an extra of 80 armor, 18 and 8 health. So, yeah, I'm gonna pick that over there and pick that over here because that's an attack and that's a buff. I want to keep attacks and buffs separated. And this is the claw that we need. Buffs are pretty simple to use. Best is to use them before you start fighting. You cast them on yourself or on friends. And you see up here, yeah, it applied itself. Fortify as well, but Fortify only holds for 2 minutes. Show the details. Fortify gives you a plus 20 of armor. That's actually pretty neat. So make sure to use it directly before you start fighting. Oh, I've never been in here before, so they probably loaded a little bit too late. Let's gather a little bit malachite. For 12 cut malachite, I need them. Shouldn't be too much. Let's clear out this stuff in Sizzle. So I don't actually have to put everything into my inventory. Oh, that's enough. To craft them we need a gem cutter. Unfortunately, the gem cutter is not inside the mine, but it's a little bit outside. Let me show you where it is. Right across the street. And over there. In here, there's a gem cutter. Now we have 26 beautiful gems, and now we need enough for 24 bronze bars. Bronze mine, we're coming! Oh, these quests make you run all over the world. I really like the picture. Sometimes the developer are doing kind of a little bit of a competition between players, and they're offering you, if you win, that you're going to be implemented into these loading screens. Like that Sarah, as you saw before on that loading screen, is a player too. Maybe I hope to get one of them, to win one of those competitions as well. Why is everything loading so slow today? I don't know. I need to check my internet, but not now. I'm gonna do that later. I want to finish those craft quests, so we can finally go ahead and start a little bit on adventure. But when I finish this episode, I think I'm just gonna continue and level up craft a little bit further. I'm also gonna give you some tips on how to craft efficient. Ugh. Yeah, of course. You're getting more experience if you're working with higher skills on the expert machines, but there's not always an expert machine close. So you're actually going to be faster if you're crafting directly with the normal machines at the deposit, instead of just gathering a full disk and running to the next expert machine. Sometimes it's just smarter to stay where you are. But I'm going to explain that a little bit later. Maybe in an extra video on crafting tips and stuff. For now, just follow as I do. 24 bronze bars. Oh, my voice is giving up on me. That's enough. I think we've already done it in the right order, because to make a claw... Hey, why did you make everything you could? Thank you. Because to make a claw... Formula... Malachite tipped dragon claw. For the claw we need a scale forge or an anvil. And an anvil is right over there, if you remember. We can make only one. Return to Kerian and listen to what she has to say. Yep, recall. Using an area of effect spell or ability for pulling is a good way to earn death points. Welcome back. Hold on to that claw. I know what you're thinking. Wow, Kerian, that was a very easy task for such a skilled hatchling such as I. What is the twist? There is a twist, young one, but not much of one. You see, not all techniques are applied on an item before you create it. Some techniques are special and may be applied after the item is already put together. Impressive, is it not? It takes a very skilled crafter to make these techniques, and some may not be crafted at all and are simply shards of unique magic you may be handled in return for doing tasks for others in the future. I want you to test this magic for yourself. First, before you are exposed to it out in the world, take this technique and combine it with your claw. Just drag and drop the technique into the claw or onto the claw. So this is a claw and this is the technique. To apply the technique onto the claw, yeah, just drag and drop it. The technique disappears and show details. Techniques Dragon Sharper 1 effect. That's the technique we just applied. And sadly there's no way to describe what the effect did. So now we fulfilled it. Once you've combined the technique with the claw, speak with Kerian. Good, good. Now you see how the magic on the item is taking a liking to you. This is normal. Once you wear this claw, it will be bound to your being, your very soul. You cannot give it away and others cannot give it to you. You can destroy it, but what good there is in that? Be wary that you wear it if you plan to give it away. So it's bound to yourself. You can't really give it to someone else. That is not truly all I can teach you. Little one, if you wish to help me with my chores, then please stick around. If not, well, I mean this with all politeness, but please scram. So there are some more quests you can do for her, but maybe not now, maybe because your Dragoncraft is not quite the level she requires you to have. The next quest for her is carry a status report to Garrix and Kerian, and Garrix will be your next adventure trainer. I'm actually surprised why she's giving you the quest, because before the new Christmas update, how new Christmas looks today with the addition up here, Kerian and Avariatus were your trainers. Kerian the craft trainer and Avariatus the adventure trainer. To do some adventure quests here in New Christmas that involve Avariatus, the dragon adventure trainer, you will have to do the quest from Brad McRobin here. New Christmas 1, welcome to the battleground, I think. There are also some town marshal gifts and stuff. With town marshal quests, not gifts. With town marshal quests you can earn some tokens. I think I'm gonna explain that later to you in the next video, or maybe something like that. I have no idea how long I've been recording, but let's just end the episode today for now, because I have other stuff to do, I'm sorry. And I don't want 2-hour-long episodes. Maybe it's already 2 hours, I have no clue. So, having said that, till next time. What is this emote? This looks gorgeous. Bye. I fell underneath that